What's going on, everyone? Today we are taking a look at a new security camera. This is the Baseus N1. Despite being affordable, this actually performs just as good, if not better, than cameras that cost a whole lot more. So if you're shopping for a security camera, stick around and I'll tell you everything that makes this camera a great option to consider. Regardless of whether you live in a safe neighborhood or not, I think everyone could benefit from having a security camera like this one. Not only will this help keep your family safe, but it's also a great way to keep an eye on your house or property whenever you're away from home. Alright, so taking a look at the specs, this has a 2K resolution with a 145-degree field of view, a 8x digital zoom, color night vision, smart AI detection, and up to 210 days of battery life. So taking a look inside the box, you have your home station, two Baseus N1 security cameras. Right here I only have one, but I have the other one installed right outside my house. Then you have two wall mounts, some installation hardware, a USB-C to USB-A charging cable, your power adapter for the home base, a Ethernet cable, and then lastly you have your quick start guide, and there's also a few stickers in here as well. So as far as installation goes, this was definitely a very easy process. All in all, I was done in under 10 minutes, and the app also guides you through everything step by step as well. Once you know where you want it, installation is very easy. You simply mount the base on the wall and the camera just screws onto that. In my case, I already had another mount on my wall, so that's what I use. Besides mounting it, there are no wires or anything else required, so if you can use a screwdriver, then you can definitely install this camera as well. This camera also has an IP67 waterproof rating, so you don't have to worry about it getting wet or being exposed to the elements, as it is made to be outside all year round. Last but not least, you only have to charge this camera once a year, as it does have a very long battery life of up to 210 days. Taking a look at some test footage, I am definitely happy with the video quality from this camera. Everything looks nice and sharp, the colors are accurate, and there's also a good amount of contrast as well. If you need to see something further, that's also not a problem, as this does have a 8x digital zoom. You can't really zoom in on a 1080p camera, as the image will get very blurry, but since this has a much better 2K resolution, this helps keep everything nice and sharp. Testing out the motion tracking, this also performed very good as well. As soon as my son walked into the frame, I got a notification that includes a snapshot as well. I love having this feature, as I can see what triggered my camera before I even click on the notification. Speaking of notifications, this has what they call smart neural nets technology, which can detect people in cars and instantly send you a notification whenever someone lingers, approaches, or passes your home. So taking a look at some night footage, you do get a nice and clear image, but thanks to the built-in spotlight, you can also capture a full color video, which is definitely a whole lot better. As you can see here, the built-in light also has plenty of brightness as well. This puts out 100 lumens, which was able to light up the entire area, no problem at all. In my opinion, the app is definitely one of the most important parts when it comes to a camera. It could be the best camera with all the best features, but if the app is clunky and hard to navigate, then it just ruins the whole entire experience. Fortunately, in this case, this is one of the better apps out there that's very easy to use and navigate. So right here on the home page, you have your home station, and then you should have two cameras right here. Right now, I only have one camera installed. I still need to install the other camera in front of my house. But clicking on that, that brings you to the live feed of the camera. As I said earlier, this has a 145-degree field of view. With my old camera, I was only able to see right here about where my garage ends. But with this camera, I get a good, decent amount of extra footage here. So I can see a decent amount of my deck. And then in the daytime, I can see almost my entire yard as well. So definitely good to have that increased field of view. As you just saw, if you want to zoom in to see anything better, you simply pinch the zoom just like that. And as you can see, everything is still nice and sharp with a good amount of detail. Coming right down here, you have the hold to speak button. This has two-way audio, so if you see someone there that's not supposed to be in your house, or maybe it's the mailman, all you gotta do is hold that down and you can have a live communication right there in the camera. This does have very low latency as well, so they'll be able to hear you within about a half a second from when you talk right here in the app. Then right here, you have a record button so you can capture what you're looking at. You have a screenshot button, your sound so you can hear the outside. Full screen, so you simply click on that, turn the phone over, and you get a much clearer view of everything. Excuse the mess I have here. We're doing some remodeling at my house, so pretty much everything is just anywhere it fits. And right now we had to move a lot of this stuff outside. But yeah, definitely a very clear image there. Coming up to the settings, I'm not going to go over every single thing that's in here, but I just wanted to show a few key items in here. So right up top, you have Power Manager, and this is where you can customize how the camera works. So you can have optimal battery life, optimal surveillance, or customized recording. And this basically scales how long the clip records, the time between triggers, and if you want to end the clips early if motion stops. This does have a very long battery life, so personally, I just prefer to leave it on optimal surveillance. Next up, you have motion detection. You can turn that on or off. Turning that on, you have detection sensitivity if you wanted to detect only humans or any kind of motion. And then right here, you have activity zone. So you can set up to 2 activity zones. So basically, activity zones are where you want the camera to monitor. So say, for example, I only wanted to monitor this little area here. I simply click on this and then I'll put it there. And maybe I want to monitor this area as well. I can add a second activity zone, and now it's only going to monitor these 2 areas and ignore everything else. Alternatively, if you go back over here to video settings, you also have privacy zones. So this is the opposite. You can actually set areas you don't want it to monitor. So say maybe right here, this is the street or a neighbor's yard. You can actually put this block right here, cover that entire area. And this does have 2 zones you can add as well. So maybe this is the neighbor's yard over here as well. And now that I have these privacy zones, anytime anything happens here, the camera is going to completely ignore it and only give you notifications when something happens in the area you want to monitor. So definitely a nice little feature to decrease false alarms and being triggered by things you don't want it to. Coming up here, you have the kind of night vision you want. So this does have built-in IR lights. You can have a black and white night vision. You'll probably use that if you want to save battery life, but for the best results, definitely go with the spotlight night vision, as this is going to light up your area and then give you that nice color video as well. Next, you have audio settings. So you can turn on and off the microphone, how loud or how low you want the speaker, and then how low or high you want the alarm as well. Then you have notifications. As I said earlier, this does have thumbnails. With some other cameras, you get a notification that says motion detected, but you got to click on the notification, go into the app, open the history, and see the clip to see what triggered it. But this will save you time by showing you right there in the notification. So definitely another good feature to have as well. Again, if you want to save battery life, you can go to most efficient, and this is only going to give you the text and not the image included. And that's about it for all the major camera settings. As I said earlier, definitely a simple but very easy to use app. So when it comes to video storage, all your videos are stored right here on the home station. This has 16 gigabytes of built-in storage, which should be good enough for most people. But if you did want more, there's a hard drive slot right up here where you can expand this to a massive 16 terabytes. A lot of other cameras store the data on the cameras themselves, but I think this is a lot more secure, since if your cameras get broken or stolen, you will still have all your footage right here inside your house. Speaking of footage being secure, all your footage will have very high security. This isn't just a random claim, as Baseus does have the certifications to ensure all your data is in fact secure and private. Besides this, the footage is actually encrypted to add further protection to everything as well. Another great thing about this setup is there are no monthly fees. A lot of companies like to charge for certain features or storage, but with this, all you have to do is buy the cameras and there's no other charges beyond that. Last but not least, this camera is compatible with both Google Home and Alexa, so if you have one of those screens, that's another way you can easily view this camera as well. Overall, this is definitely a solid camera. The image quality looks great and the app is also very easy to navigate as well. For the price, this is definitely one of the best options out there. So all in all, if you happen to be shopping for a security camera, I would highly recommend this one here, which again is the Baseus N1. All right, well, that about wraps up this video. As usual, if you have any questions at all, feel free to drop me a comment and let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.